This is an open discussion, not a therapy session. We do this, yeah, that is important to know, because then we just want to give tools and people share knowledge about stress management and vitality. And during this event, you get a chance to learn from an expert in this field. And we really are proud to have Frank Rood today. I will introduce him in a few minutes. But first, I would like to tell you about the audience we are targeting. And that doesn't mean that if you're not that audience, that you're not welcome, because we love everybody is invited here, but our audience is also targeted on HR management, advisors, business owners and directors of call centers and managers of businesses, trainers, psychologists, coaches, health insurance organizations and enterprises. So we are targeting these people because we want to focus also on employees who are dealing with stressful situations in these times of crisis, and we want to help them with vitality and giving them tools to empower them. First, I'd like to introduce to you Marcel Doesburg. He is the moderator and is helping us out with the technical stuff, and I will give the word to him to tell you a little bit about some things.
Yeah, it's a bit about the house rules, but I don't think that's necessary because you guys are interested in all this. Sometimes there are kids coming in and they're creating portals. Now, there's one of the things during, and most of you know the rules, of course, but the one thing, no portals during the session. After the session is allowed, but not during the session. It's allowed then, but not during the thing. And also keep it, and that's no problem, but keep it also very polite to each other, respect for each other, that's important. I will also monitor that. So that's important. About myself a little bit, it's the Flying Dutchman is my name, as you see it here. That's because I was former pilot, and that's why I chose this username. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's a little bit about that. So I give the word back to Dana.
Yes, very nice. And we give communicate with the speaker in this way, so we can interact with the speaker in this way. And it's so funny because Marcel and me live very close to each other. We live in Scheveningen and we met each other here in Altspace. And now we are working together in Altspace and live very close. So it's so funny. So, but also Jason 1, I want to introduce you to. He cannot speak, but he can give you a sign, I think. Oh yeah, he's not doing that because he's recording right now. He's recording the session because we like to spread the word on this event and also to show the speaker some great work that he did. And but if you don't want to be recorded, please tell me. Then we stop the recording after the speaker is finished with his talk, and we won't record the session. You can tell me by giving a message, by going over the head with your cursor. Then you can send me a message, personal message, if you would like that. No problem. My name is Dana Maria Varneke. I've been sailing around the world on big traditional sailing vessels, first as a crew member and later as a captain. And now I make people the captains of their lives, and virtual reality is the most powerful tool to help me with my mission. That's why I started a tech startup called CaptainVR. And the mission of this platform we are organizing right now is to build a network of businesses, organizations and enterprises around the world who are interested in VR coaching and personal development, and provide them an interactive space where they can connect, communicate and share knowledge, and to help them to organize, to create a pleasant work atmosphere in a time efficient and cost effective way with healthy, happy and productive employees. So, and today's guest speaker and expert speaker is Frank Rood. And Frank is the founder and owner of the My Time creative platform for stress reduction and time management. And he has also been a successful career designer and manager and director in the high-tech industry. And he chooses to become a coach and trainer. And his specialty are time management and stress reduction, and his mission is to bring inner and outer peace and ease. Please give him a big hand, Frank Rood.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And welcome to you all. Thank you for being here, joining us in this session. It's really nice because this is the first group session I have with the new avatars. You all look great, so that's really adding value, I think. And you have this unique look, so that's really nice. Adding to your unique voice, of course. Today I will speak about how to deal with stress in a healthy way, and we do that as interactive as possible. So I have a short talk prepared, then we have some room for some questions, and then we can also do an exercise, not only to understand but also to experience. An easy exercise for stress reduction. And then we have, I think, a lot of time left for questions and answers, because the goal of this session is to have an open sharing on this subject of how to deal with stress, especially in this special time where there are more stressors or outside factors which may increase stress. So I think a good time to help each other out. My name is Frank Rood, and I'm a coach and trainer at the moment. But like Dana said, I have been a designer in my early stage of my career, designing equipment for chip manufacturing, high-tech stuff, which was a lot of fun. And in 2000, the year 2000, I became a manager of a large department. And that was an interesting challenge for me, and also almost a mission impossible, because at the time I was still designing a wind turbine, very good for generating energy. And I started my job as a manager in 2 days per week. So time-wise, that was a mission impossible. And I really had to learn a lot about time management, and I really had to handle my stress, because I have a confession to make. I am super stress sensitive. So if a lot of things change in my environment and I feel I'm out of control, which is the case, especially in a management job, you can have that feeling at least, that really stresses me out. And still, I really like to do this job because I could add a lot of value, help people organize their work well, support them with tools and methods and structure. So I was eager to learn those time management and stress reduction skills. And early on, I already started to help colleagues and help other people with coaching. I wasn't a coach at that time. I just was a manager, but I started coaching. I started training in time management and stress reduction. During my career, in the most difficult times, with a lot of we had a bankruptcy and a reorganization, another reorganization. I got into a burnout. So I also have experience with that, which is a terrible place to be in, feels really helpless. And luckily I had good tools and good methods, and also very good support by people around me to get out of that difficult time, recover, and I think it makes me even a better coach and trainer having this experience myself. So at the moment, I was my final normal job, I would say, was director of R&D. So that was a nice job, well paid, and still I followed my heart and went on to pursue my mission, which is bring inner peace and outer ease, and help people with stress-related and time management issues. And a few months ago, I think 6 or 8 months ago, Dana, we met virtually, of course, and I started to get into VR. And I thought, wow, this is really an opportunity and a tool where we can help each other out to reduce stress and do coaching and training and apply this tool, because it is really hard to reach each other, especially right now where it's sometimes very difficult to go to each other or to be at work or go to a training course or go to a coach. We can reach out and help each other through digital means. And one of the things I really like about virtual reality is that it is safe to practice there. It's safe to go there. You don't have to leave your room. You can enter this virtual space when you want. You can leave when you want. In virtual reality, you get fast feedback. So what you do, you can feed back the sensory information, the visual information with VR. And I learned from my work as a trainer and a coach, is super important if you're learning how to deal with stress, that you get good support and good feedback. And I think virtual reality is a tool which is already, I think, helpful and potentially will be the tool, the online tool for us to connect to each other, to help each other out with coaching and training, and to help live a healthier and stressless, or a life with less stress, so we can function normally and do our job and also enjoy ourselves while doing that. So that's briefly me, myself, my history, my background, and why I'm doing this, and also my passion about doing this in this environment. So do you have any questions at this moment about me or about this session? Maybe about Altspace VR?
Да, переводчик воткните эту штуку, чтобы вы могли понимать меня, и я мог понимать вас. Озадачил? Переводи.
Konstantin, can you voice that in English?
No, only Russian.
Okay.
Сейчас, погоди. Сейчас что-нибудь изобразим.
Anyone else have a question or want?
I do have a question.
Okay. Yes.
What are the methods that you usually do to reduce the stress?
Okay. Good question. So, what kind of methods do I use to reduce? Do I apply to use to reduce stress? So for myself, I first of all apply simple time management techniques, because if your life is too crazy, too busy with too many responsibilities and too many tasks to do, if there's a mismatch between your workload and the available time and energy you have, it's hard to reduce stress because there are too many stressors. So that's also what I advise with coaches, is that I say, please make sure you first get rid of your main stressors, and also make sure you get some help, for example, by your manager, other people around you in your private life, that they support you, because support is one of the most important factors. If you don't have enough support, you get stressed more, and if you want to recover or reduce stress, then support is the biggest help you can get, or the biggest factor which makes you return to normal life. And then what I also do myself and I recommend to other people is to balance work, especially digital work, like working behind your computer all day, because now in this crisis of COVID-19, a lot of people work from home, and VR is great, but still, if you work behind your desktop or your laptop all day, that's really unhealthy. So I recommend to balance working like that with going for a walk, doing some physical exercise, doing some yoga and meditation, all mostly physically aimed exercises to get your mind off your work and also use your body, because maybe you recognized it after an exercise or going for a walk or going for a run or going for another physical exercise will not only relax your body or give you a better bodily feeling, it's also relaxing your mind.
Sure.
So and the third step, but that's much deeper, and it's more like for a coaching session or multiple coaching sessions, is to go look for the cause. So some people have a way of living, a way of looking at the world, which makes stress worse. And when they get to know that and understand that better, they can find better solutions, which are more basic or fundamental to get rid of. For example, if you're a pleaser, you always want to please people, and you want to do everything people ask. Well, that's really stressful. And if you normalize that a little bit, then it's easier to say no and easier to be comfortable with not living up to other people's expectations. Is that an answer to your question?
No control.
It is, yeah, but just one comment. I feel like right now, especially with COVID and the whole lockdown situation, like it's really hard. Like even the techniques that you used to use before, it's so hard right now to apply it.
True.
I mean, I mean, for me, because I work as a proposition and the product manager in a telecommunication company. I'm into fitness a lot, so usually I'll do MMA, I'll spar, and I'll fight, and that helps me a lot.
Very good.
To reduce the stress. But currently, I cannot do any of that.
No, I understand.
It's really hard. Like I'm really trying to find new ways, to help me to reduce the stress.
Yeah. So one of your problems.
COVID is I'm making it hard a bit.
Yeah, true. So the practical result of the COVID-19 crisis is also that it's more difficult to do your exercises, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I fully recognize that. So that's why I recommend, if that's possible in your environment, to go for other types of exercise. For example, walking around. I am very happy to live close to a forest, so I go for a walk in the forest, but you can go for a walk in the park and really make that an alternative to your normal training or exercise. So that's one of the things I try to do, but the inclination I have is to stay at home and say, well, it's more difficult, so let's not do it. And that's, I think, a really bad solution. So really try hard to find an alternative to your normal exercise.
Yeah.
And is it also, and also question to everybody, that the fear plays a role in your increasing your stress, the fear of what will happen with the crisis and the uncertainty related to that?
What if in your work environment you have absolutely no control and you can't hospital and a trauma center, and I work with a lot of obviously hurt and injured, sick people, and it comes in uncontrollably. So I
Yeah.
have to react in an instant to
Yeah.
highly stressful situations for 10 to 12 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's only been made worse because of limitations and new rules because of COVID. So some of your coping mechanisms have changed on what you used to do dealing with these types of situations has only become worse, and you can't control. You say find help. Well, in the healthcare industry right now, they're actually laying people off. So you're getting less help and more traumatic instances. So it's
Yeah.
building stress levels higher and higher and higher. I'm actually out on stress leave now because it became overwhelming to me.
Yeah.
So I'm trying,
Yeah.
I'm trying to find ways being at home now just to deal with thoughts and stressors that I even brought home with me from work because
Yeah.
it became so overwhelming.
Yeah.
So it's hard when you're in the moment in a stressful trauma situation, you can't walk away from it. You can't take a step
No.
back. You're literally there from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
And it literally becomes very overwhelming. It overwhelmed me. And I've been doing this for 30 years. This is the first time I've ever had to step back and just take some time off.
Yeah.
So
I fully understand that working in such an environment is already normally quite stressful and straining because, like you said, you cannot control it. You cannot step out. You just have to be there and act. I really respect what you do. I think it's a difficult job. So that you were able to do this for so many years, I'll deeply respect that because a lot of people would not handle or be able to handle that in the beginning in the first place. So, and one of the important factors, what I said, was support. So if you don't feel supported and you get more work or you have less colleagues to support you, or they lay off some people, that doesn't sound like good support. So what I would do in your case was make sure if you are in the process of getting back in your working situation, in your work environment, to make sure you are supported and also a little bit protected. So you don't have to do the protection all yourself. And you have, for example, your manager or your team as a group that you say we protect each other and help each other out. To make sure there is a safe environment. That doesn't mean there is no stressor anymore because the work is stressful in itself. But that is an important factor what I would recommend to arrange if that's possible. That's one. And then the thing with stress and burnout, I know myself, sometimes it takes years to build up. And then, of course, in a certain period of your life or in a certain stressful situation where things get worse, you just hit the breaking point. But it could be a build-up of many years of being under pressure. So it's a good time. When I had a burnout, it was a real good time to reflect on myself. Okay, what is it? What I want? How many hours do I want to work? And what is healthy? Because I was working too many hours, to be honest. And then I came back with less hours, which was still 40 hours per week. So it was before that, it was 60 or something, 60 plus. So I said to my boss, I want to work for 40 hours per week and an hour longer because otherwise I break down again. He said, that's okay, whatever it takes to get you back. And then I noticed that being 40 hours at a high performing level, because it was very high pressure for me as a manager too, that was doable. But working for 60 hours at a high pressure level, I could do that for a few years, but I broke down by that. So there's a certain base load we can handle and also balance with relaxation and time off and good care, taking care of yourself. And that's individual. So it's different for everybody, and it's also different in different phases of your life. It's an answer to your question. somehow.
Yeah, no, I mean, you give a little insight, and that's why I kind of came here, and it's nice to see these types of group meetings.
Mm.
It's good to help and give you ideas.
Mm.
I have to go.
Mm.
Somebody's at my door. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Also, when I lay on the ground, why is it the same people?
Okay. Anyone else? A question, a remark?
I think Fatima, you had a question.
Fatima?
You have something to say or share? Fatima, we don't hear you. You muted yourself, I think. Yes, almost.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
think you can hear me now. I
Yes,
just
I
wanted
can hear you,
to
Fatima.
respond on the guest who asked the question about working in the hospital right now. I think it's very important. I'm also a coach on another level, but I want to add that it's very important to recognize for yourself it's a stressful job, but also a very grateful job, and to handle this kind of stress in a situation like this, it's very important to be present in the moment and focusing on what you're doing at the moment. I can imagine that there is a case, you have to deal with it, and there will be a case after that, another case. So that brings a lot of stress because you're looking too far forehand. While it's important to be in the present, in the moment you're doing every act you're doing, whatever it is, very mindfulness. That can bring a lot of peace. It's a state of mind too. If you understand what I mean, I hope it can help you.
Thank you for your good advice. That's really good advice. Fully supported.
Yes. Okay. That's everything.
Yes, thank you for
Okay.
sharing. Thank you.
Welcome.
I might sometimes drop out. Don't worry about me. Just go on with the session. I have a little bit unstable internet right now.
Okay.
But people feel free to ask questions and share knowledge and support. This is why we're doing these kind of things.
Hi, Slickwick.
Can I
Hi,
would like to add something.
I got a couple comments. Once Fatima is done, I'll go.
Who was
Who
first?
was
Fatima, you
someone
wanted
yeah.
to? Yeah. Slickwick,
Yeah,
you were talking. Yeah, and Fatima. Okay,
Yeah, I didn't
go
want
on.
to step
Who's
on
gonna
Fatima,
first?
though.
ladies
Good.
first, and then done. I have to leave about. I have to leave. So.
Okay. Good.
I want maybe a funny example. I had a day. I'm self-employed, so that's different than having employers. I also since a few months, I have a team that I have to manage. I had a lot to do today, and I before adding this event, I was like, oh my God, my head is exploding. I had to make dinner, and then my son is over here with his friend. And at the same time, it's like I need to go to do my exercise because that's my time to de-stress. But I've noticed that my head is starting to to hurt. So I thought, I put myself on bed, lay down, and focus on breathing. And if you focus on breathing, it's a great way to de-stress, but also it's important to notice that when you're getting stressed, when you do too much. And I've planned, like today for myself, I planned too much activities in one day. So it's also to be honest to yourself, and important to be honest to yourself, and also to be kind to yourself, and give you that, even if it's just 5 minutes before you do another event, enjoy another activity, to take time to rest and be present. And that's being present is for me become the new way to de-stress, and breathing is very, very important. It's funny
Yeah.
because I didn't knew where this event was about, the theme. Well, actually, I was doing. It was happening.
Yeah. Well, great that you're here, and thanks for your comment again. That's very good. Breathing exercises. The big benefit of a breathing exercise is twofold. One is it's easy to apply. You always have your breathing with you. So if you're waiting for a moment, for example, waiting a few minutes to step into this VR session, then you can take a few breaths. And what I learned to do was, for example, when I had a lot of meetings, just before the meeting, in the early days, I would check my email so I could process 1 or 2 emails. But later on, if I had some time left, a few minutes, then I checked in with my breathing. And the second big benefit of breathing is that you immediately connect with your body. So if I look at the way we work today, we work a lot with digital means, with computers. Nowadays, we have a lot of conferences through Zoom or Teams or Skype or whatever. And the effect is that you go out of your body more or less. And you even can see it if people sit, their head is a little bit tilted forward. And you get some neck pain and shoulder pain and back pain from that. So that's one of the stress signals. But what actually happens is with your attention, with your energy, you go a little bit out of your body, and that really disconnects you from your body. So the breathing exercise helps you to go back to your body, and that relaxes immediately. So thanks, Fatima. That's a real good remark. And then we had Slick Rick. You had also a question or a remark?
Yeah, actually, my point was sort of a continuation of what Fatima was saying about just being grateful and living in the moment, right? If you're uncertain about the future, one of the most powerful things is you can just be grateful for all you have right now. Right? Just appreciate all the things you have, right? Another thing is just, with stress, like I found like meditation classes, or we may have talked about this earlier, but here in Altspace, they have meditation group almost daily, like the Evolver group. There's meditation group, and that's a great way to de-stress. And I was going to touch on what the emergency services guy was talking about, because I actually took a stress leave from emergency services as well about 6 months ago. And one of the things I started doing to, help cope with that is I actually started doing comedy, right? So I do stand-up comedy here in VR, and I started a comedy club Tuesdays at 8, and I love it. Like, it's because I find it so therapeutic, right? For one, like, I'm writing jokes and I'm thinking about all the funny things that happens to me, like, throughout the day, and I'm laughing and stuff. And then, I also just enjoy comedy, right? So I'm making people laugh, and I'm just trying to get the most out of life, right? It's easy to get stressed out, and it's never been a more stressful world. But from my perspective, like, I work in technology, and the future is not going to get any less scary or uncertain. So the more we can, build skills that strengthen us or strengthen our resolution, the better position we'll be as we move forward, right? So
Yeah. Wow, that's a good example of I really like that. You share your experience being in a similar situation. You had to go home to deal with some stress.
Sorry. Can I interrupt just for a second? Is it me or is everybody hearing Frank?
You should
audio?
re-enter the space, Frank, just because your audio is glitching.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe sometimes I think it's me because I have very unstable internet. So please re-enter the space. Yeah.
Okay.
You know how to re-enter, eh?
You go to the menu, the settings, and then re-enter, and
yeah.
That should fix it.
I will.
Yes, this is a group session. Someone asked us, what is this? This is a group's open discussion for everybody who's interested in managing stress and vitality to keep fit, especially in these times of crisis. So we are really happy that so many interest is there to come and see these and experience these sessions. So thank you so much for being here, and also to let your voice get heard and to really share and speak up. So thank you for that, and thank you for being back, Frank.
Yes, I'm back, and I hope the sound is better now.
Yes, much better.
Okay, cool. And thank you, Slick Rick, for sharing your experience, your past also, and also you said about this comedy in general. If you want to generalize it, because this is for you the perfect solution, and I really like it. I can relate to that. In general, hobbies are very good, and hobbies, they are not sexy at all. I mean, some people like knitting and some people like wood carving, and it seems like more or less wasting your time activity, but the opposite is true. It's really stress relieving because it's an activity where you don't need all your brain power. It takes you away from work and other worries, and it's really good for your brain to do those kind of activities, and especially comedy, that laughing is releasing a lot of healthy hormones. So please do that as much as you can. Okay, what about we do a short exercise? Would you like that? Yeah, okay. So bear with me. It's a short exercise to reconnect to your body. It helps to close your eyes for a moment during the exercise, but if you're not comfortable with that, it's no problem. You just stare at the floor or wherever you want. And if you're sitting, sit straight up. If you're standing, stand straight up. And reconnect to your body by taking a deep breath. Really feeling the air flow into your lungs, preferably as deep as possible, so you feel your belly move due to your breathing. Relax your muscles, your shoulder muscles and your arms. And tilt your head so it's balanced right above your body, straight above your body. Relax your neck muscles. And keep breathing, being aware of your breathing. Try to feel your body as if you see your whole body, not your virtual body, but your real body. Being in this room, being in your room. Being aware of yourself. And while you're in this more connected and maybe a little bit more relaxed state, we move from this relaxed state to a state or a situation where you really feel stress. So imagine that you are in this situation which triggers stress. For example, at work, working behind your laptop or desktop. Whatever stressful situation you encounter, have encountered, imagine yourself being there. And probably in this situation you have a certain body posture related to this stress. Maybe you're a little bit more bent over, and your muscles are strained, and also make this movement right now. So bend your head, for example, towards your screen in your imagination, but bend your head then really here and now, and strain your muscles like you're in that situation and feeling this stress. And then exaggerate it a little bit. Strain your muscles more or bend more or be in this uncomfortable, stressful posture. You have high breathing. Thinking is difficult. And your muscles are strained. Strain them even more if you can. And now move back, relax your muscles again. Raise yourself so your body is straight. Your head right above your body, right above your spine. And again take a very deep and calm breath. Be aware of your body right here and now in your room. You are not in that stressful situation. You are in a safe situation right now. You can relax. And be aware of your breathing. Deep and slow breathing. Relax your shoulders and your arms, your neck. Breathe deeply. And be aware of your body being relaxed in your room. You don't have to do anything, just be. And notice that being stressed was something you can do yourself, and being relaxed is also something you can do yourself. And that you're now more relaxed than in the beginning of the exercise. So if it's okay with you, you can return, open your eyes. Dana even transported, or you came back?
Yes, I
Some
stood
people.
there. I stayed there a little bit at the back. That was nice.
Okay, good. Okay, how are you doing?
It was a wonderful exercise. You really got me into the zone. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, how about you, my lady? Huh?
Oh yeah.
Thank you,
Sorry.
Thank you,
I
Slick
have
Rick.
to unmute them. Now you are unmuted, so you can talk. Sorry.
Yeah,
Was
that was
nice.
really helpful. Yeah, it was really nice.
Okay. And what was
Nice.
nice about it, or what do you take away from this exercise?
Well, for me, actually, it's focusing on my breath. Like, I just
Mm.
realized, like, when I was doing it, that I don't give myself, that exercise. I always feel
Mm-hmm.
good, even like when I focus on my body, because when I was like imagining that I'm working, I really realized that I'm putting a lot of stress.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is helping me a lot. And like I've been struggling with neck stress for 3 months. I even have an
Mm-hmm.
appointment next week, and I thought it's because of my exercise and MMA workout, but I don't know. Like right now, I believe it's actually the way I work. So so yeah, I think that this would help me a lot, and even I need really to focus a lot on my breath and the way I breathe. So it was good.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else want to share? Steve joined us. Hank, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, great.
And the funny thing is the avatars, they can't close their eyes.
that that means
They
you
should
were
find a
watching.
solution for this.
Yeah. Yeah, there's room for improvement. Yes. Welcome, Steve. Okay. My lady, anything to add or want to share? Maybe you have a question? No question? But and Steve just joined us, so I'm not sure what the experience of Steve was, but I don't think it was the exercise. Okay. Any remaining questions? Just general questions about how to deal with stress in a healthy way?
I think there is just one point I want to add. For me, 3 weeks ago, I just decided to take 1 week off from work. And then I started to think about the big picture, and I realized that I was missing that in my life. Because always, if you focus on the big picture, it would really even help you to know how can you, because I'm a proposition manager, and a lot of time I receive a lot of things. But then I started to think, I mean, why am I putting myself under all of that stress? What do I want to prove? What is the big picture? What is it that I want later, you know? So I think like this is one of the things that would really help, you know, in introducing the stress and nothing getting yourself like just working and doing everything. It would just give you, it will give you like a push to focus on what should you do right now and what should you focus on, you know? So yeah, I think this is like one of the things that really help to reduce the stress, and the VR also it's helping me a lot.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I think you're totally right. If you know what the bigger picture is, the daily struggles are less important, almost by definition. And there's another factor to that. So if I teach people how to set priorities, because setting priorities is one of the most important time management tools you can have, what to do and what not to do. And you do that by knowing what you want in life. So what is your mission in life? What you would like to have done or leave behind at the end of your life? And what are your main values? Who is important to you? And that makes it much easier to make those choices. And since I made the choice to pursue my mission, it doesn't mean I don't have any stress anymore. But all I do is in line with what I want and what I value. And that makes me very relaxed at a deep level. So I have some stress from, for example, this afternoon I had to make a business proposal for a training session. And I promised to finish it end of the day. So it gives me some, I would say, healthy stress, helps me to finish it. But there is no real stress. There's no existential stress, something like that. I feel very happy with my life. And if I would die tomorrow, I would die peacefully. So that is a real deep level stress release. So I would recommend that you find out what is important to you in your life at the deepest level, and then if you get there, it's really a journey. It's not one time fixes all, but it's worth the effort. So good that you do that. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Beautiful conversations.
Anyone else?
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So nice to have this moment together, and if feel free to share more. Maybe we can end with some empowering words to take away with. We have like 8 minutes left, and in the meantime, also I would like to, or in between, also to make a selfie of all of us, a selfie to have with the speaker. We all want to be in the picture with the speaker. But,
Okay.
so maybe we can do that first and then end the conversation with some empowering words or whatever you like,
Yeah.
Frank.
That's okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
So
So we can stand next to the speaker as close as possible, so we are all in it. Maybe Jason can take it because he's doing the camera anyway. I'm not sure if it's possible, Jason. Can you do both picture? Yeah. Yes.